Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guide. This is another episode of the Android game development series, and in this video we are going to learn about our Android gestures in our Android game. So as you can see, currently we have got some basic input handling here. We get the input buffer from the Android app, and then we if that's valid, then we go over the motion events, and we for each event down we call this game touch event function. Now we can modify this to actually detect other types of touch events as well, and then we can use that to do different kinds of gestures and stuff, like for example selecting something and then dragging it, and we'll do a little bit of a test for that as well. So to begin, I'm going to go under my game.h header file, and I'm going to start by creating an enum class here, which I'll just call touch event type, and I'm going to just create it like that. And we are going to add a few here. For starters, one is going to be down, which is when we press an event. Then we are going to have move, which means that without lifting our finger from the screen, if the user drags their finger, then that is going to get a move event. And then we are going to have up when the finger is finally lifted. So we have got this touch event here, and we are going to use this to basically signify to our game what kind of touch event occurred. So we are going to add a parameter here, and that's going to just take a touch event here. And similarly in game.cp we are going to have this as well, and then we'll do a different thing depending on what that is. Now for this, what I'll do is I'll go here and I will create a float here, which I'll just call test size, which is the size of our test box that we are drawing. So I'm gonna go here, and here when we are actually drawing it, as you can see, we are getting our draw command, we are translating it, and then we are just passing that as our transformation matrix. We are going to just keep it like this for now, since our size is 1. We actually don't need to change anything, but we are going to use this size to determine whether whether we are actually selecting the test box or not. So I'm going to add another bool called test selected. This will be true when the user has basically selected the test by just pressing the finger on it, or when basically a down event triggers inside of the test box, then the test will get selected and it will remain selected until it goes up. So here, instead of modifying the test position directly, we are going to modify this position parameter. So I'm going to just go here, and using some multi-line editing here, we are going to change this from test position to just position, and we can just do position divide equal here like that. And once we do that, we are going to get our position here in the end, and with this position we are going to switch on the type. Basically, depending on the type of the event, we are going to do different things, and I'm going to just have it create the missing switch cases. So in the case of a down event, we are going to first of all check if our position is actually within the correct range, and is actually intersecting with the the box of the test that we have got, so the test box that we are drawing. So we're going to go ahead and check if our position.x is less than is actually greater than the test position dot x minus the test size, and our position dot x should be less than the test position dot x plus test size. Similarly, we are going to do a test for the y-axis. So we are going to go here, and we are going to actually plus here, and we are going to go ahead and paste this. So we are going to add plus here, and instead of going for the x value here, we are going to check the y value. So I'm going to just say position.y is greater than test position.y minus test size, and similarly here. So this is going to basically implement a basic test, and if that is the case, then we are going to set our test selected to be true, and otherwise we are going to just not do anything. And in the up event, we are going to set our test selected to be false, because when the event ends, we just don't want to do anything. Now if in the move event, we can check if our test is selected, and if that is the case, what we can do is we can set our test position to the current position to actually move it. So yeah, this is going to work quite well. So now let's go ahead and open up main.cpp, and in here we are going to actually change it so that we can use the different kind of events. So I'm going to move this xy logic outside here, and instead of just having a single event, we are going to create a touch event type here. I'm going to just call it type, and then we are going to switch on our motion on our masked action, and depending on the cases, we are going to do different things. And we are also going to have another bool here called valid, because there are some things that we are not going to react on. By default, we are going to set this to true. So we will start with the action event down. If that is the case, then we are going to set our type to touch event type colon down, and we are going to do a break after that. And similarly we're going to do it for the other two as well. So I'm going to just paste this here, and this is going to be for up, and this is going to be for move. And then we're going to change this to up, and then we're going to change this to move. And if it is none of this, then we don't want to handle that. We're going to just add a default here, and for the default we will just break, but we will also set our valid to false. Now if our valid is true, so we are going to just go ahead and check here. If our valid is true, then we are going to get our game, and we are going to call the touch event with the position xy, and we are going to pass it the type that we got from here. So this is actually pretty simple, and as you can see, this is not that complicated to implement, and it should create a basic kind of gesture system for our game. So if I go ahead and run this right now, what you should see is that as you can see, the app has loaded up, and I can press in the test box to move it. But if I press outside, then you can see I cannot move it. But if I go ahead and press it inside, you can see that I can in fact move it. But if I press outside, you can see it does not respond. So you can see that this is actually working quite nicely. I can select my this here, this Android logo, and I can move it around, and you can change it, for example, to make it so that our white box is also drawn at the same position. If I do it like this, and then I run this, now you can see I can move these together. But if I click outside, then I cannot move this, but if I click inside, then I can move this. Now there is a bit of a problem, which is that we are taking this test size as whole, which is actually wrong, considering the fact that this that the test position represents the center position, not the top left. So we should probably just divide this by 2 to make sure that this works correctly. And if I run this now, you can see that pressing outside of the bounds does not do anything. If I'm clicking here, you can see it does not do anything, but if I click inside, then I can move this and it works correctly. So yeah guys, this is going to be pretty much it for this video, and in this video we just learned about how to detect different kinds of gestures in Android using the Android input system. And I'll see you in the next video, in which we are going to get started with some other important aspects of Android game development. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss that, and share this video with other people as well, and bye.